My name is Last Day Enough Mystery Man, and this is my WWE Backlash 2023 Premium Live Event review. Yeah, Premium Live Event. And well, I'm sorry that this video is super late. I was going to record this Monday, but I had to go to the doctor. Then I was going to record this yesterday, but I'm moving, so I had to, focus on moving. Moving is difficult because first you gotta move. First you gotta pack up all your stuff, and then once you move to your new apartment, once you move to your new place, you then gotta unpack everything. So I'm like, oh, this sounds like fun. So, finally, here's my WWE Backlash review. And well, get into this pay per view. It was WWE Backlash live from San Juan, Puerto Rico. And well, I think that was a great. I think this crowd was super hot all night long. I mean, this crowd clearly loved pretty much everything about this show, and it really did help make the show feel more live and more passionable. You know what I mean? It's like I've always agreed with some people when they say that a good match can be turned into a great match with a good crowd, and a great match can be turned into a legendary match with a legendary hot crowd. And I think that this is what this pay-per-view was this night. I think many of these matches possibly wouldn't have been as good if it wasn't in San Juan, Puerto Rico, with the hot crowd. So, getting into this pay-per-view. The first match was between two women on SmackDown for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. Bianca Belair, the champion. No, wait. Friday Night SmackDown, Bianca Belair as a champion, taking on Friday Night SmackDown's Damage Control member, Io Sky, for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. And well, getting into this match, not much happened. I barely paid attention. This is whenever Bianca Belair has a match, I don't care. It's not for me. I don't like Bianca Belair anymore. I used to be a fan, but then she's had the same exact match for 8 months at this point. I mean, it's the same match in every match. She flips her hair. She skips, hops, and jumps. She wins with the KOD. 1, 2, 3. See you next time. It's just no variety here. It's like, That's better. I didn't like the light on it. I didn't like the light on it. It didn't work for me. I didn't like the light. It kept gleaming in this video. But the only problem with Bianca Belair for me is that she keeps having the exact same match and does everything the exact same way. It's like every entrance she has to flip her hair. Man, I wish I would have recorded this before I cut my hair. I could have flipped my hair. Man, just imagine if I had long hair during this moment and I was to flip it. You know, the whole... Yeah, she does that. She flips it. I mean, which I thought was really cool with the hair thing, but now it's just kind of like, yeah, this is the thing you do. And Io Sky could be Io Sky is great, and I saw some of this match. Mostly I just watched the match mainly because I wanted to see if it was going to be any good, and I'm like, yep, this has all happened before. And Bianca Belair won. So my whole thing is, what was the point of this? Neither one of these people are on Monday Night Raw. Bianca's going to SmackDown. Io Sky's going to SmackDown. Neither one of these people work for the show that either one of them will be the champion of. I mean, would it be stupid to just vacate the belt on Monday? Probably. But it'd be stupid to just for... Are Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair just going to, at some point, just randomly switch titles? Are they just going to randomly switch belts again? Are they just going to take each other, belt? Do they have a belt bag or something? Go, okay, here's the red one. You take the blue one. Pleasure doing business with you. So I don't have much to say about this match. If I was to give it a star rating, I don't know. I guess it was an average women match, so I'll just give it a 1 point. I'll give it a 3 stars out of 5. Mainly just because I don't want to come off as hateful to either one of these women. Because I think they're both great. It's just that this match did nothing for me. So moving on to the next match. A match I was heavily surprised about. That I thought I was going to go into hating completely. Because it's Seth freaking Rollins versus Omos with MVP. And I thought I was gonna hate this match because it's Seth Rollins versus the Nigerian giant Omos, who for so long has not been very good, but he's a lot better now. He's getting so much better. But the problem is he keeps losing to everybody minus Jobbers of the Week. Like everybody beats him. Every big name beats him. Like if you're a star, you beat him. When is the last time Omos has won on a pay-per-view? He lost to Brock. He lost to Brock Lesnar. And now he's lost to Seth Rollins. It's like he can beat jobbers, but that doesn't do much for anybody because he's not beating anybody with credibility. I mean, granted he lost to Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins, but still, that's not really how you build a giant. That's not really how you build the next Andre the Giant. Now, I missed out on Andre the Giant's entire run in WWE or WWF back then because I wasn't alive. Because by the time I was alive, he had already been dead for 7 or 8 years at that point. Wait. I was born in 2002. He died in 1993. So I was it was 6 years ago. It was 6 years later or something. He was already been dead for 6 years by the time I was born. So yeah, I never saw Andre the Giant, but I have understand one thing about Andre the Giant. He never lost, which really does help a character. Yeah, it really does help a character get over when you don't lose. So yeah, he just loses to everybody. Also, he could have a much better gimmick than generic big man of the week. Why can't his gimmick be this? I mean, his gimmick should just be what he is. I mean, you go watch an interview with him, he has a hell of a backstory. He could be so rootable as an upper mid-card babyface act. Like, he could be so rootable. Or he could be like a monster heel who's clearly pissed off about the position he was given in life. But instead, he's generic monster guy. Also, he's probably taller than Andre the Giant. But I was watching Jim Cornette review of Backlash, and he was saying that that's probably a Vince thing, that no one can ever be taller than Andre. Because I'm pretty sure Omos is taller than Andre. I want to look that up. Yeah, he's built at 7'3" and 403 pounds, but I don't think that's actually how tall he is. Wow, he was trained by Chris Hero, and he was trained by Kevin Nash and Chris Hero. He was trained by Kevin Nash and Chris Hero. Wow. Well, I did not know that. Also, he played at the University of South Florida. Played at the University of South Florida, and he was also at the King University men's basketball team. Good for him. The more you know. So this was a fairly decent match. Honestly, Seth Rollins got a lot out of Omos. Honestly, I thought this was a fairly good match. This is one of the best. I think this is quite possibly Omos' best match. Because the Brock Lesnar match was just a giant dude battling an even taller giant dude in a match. And then Brock Lesnar won. But this match, you could tell Seth Rollins was really trying to help Omos do better. You could tell. And this was a really good match for the 10 minutes and 30 seconds it was on. Also, the other problem with Bianca Belair versus Io Sky, I forgot to mention it. It was 18 minutes and 10 seconds long. No, thank you. I do not want to watch Bianca Belair in a match for 18 minutes. For 18 minutes. No, thank you. It was 8 minutes. It was 18 minutes. No, thank you. There is much better time. There's much better ways to spend 18 minutes. But yeah, this was the second match was great. I think it's possibly my second or third favorite match of the night, quite frankly. And Seth Rollins, I think, did the stomp, and then he did I love how he did a super version of his move to get, I think the stomp he did, the stomp, yeah. I love how he did a super version of his move to beat Omos. But it doesn't really work when the guy keeps losing to everybody. Like, Omos needs to beat somebody with credibility for me to think that Seth Rollins had a hard time beating him. Because all I think to myself is, yep, here goes the giant who loses again. The Nigerian giant who loses again. I don't get it. Also, what's going to happen now that Apollo Crews is back on Raw? Are they going to, team up? Is Apollo Crews going back to his Nigerian royalty gimmick? Or is he just going to be Apollo Crews from NXT, but now on Raw? Are him and Omos going to team up as Nigerian royalty or something? Like the Giant, the Prince of and the guy who's away to a bunch of people in Nigeria. Are they gonna like team up? Because Omos is actually from Nigeria. He was actually born in Nigeria. So are they gonna team up or something? I wonder, with MVP as their manager. That would be interesting. MVP, Omos, and Apollo Crews as a 3-man unit as the new Hurt Business. That could be interesting. That could be an interesting 3-man group. Especially since Omos is going to be on Raw and SmackDown. I mean, I don't think he still has never actually appeared on SmackDown, even though now he can. He still have not appeared on SmackDown. He's still not appeared on SmackDown yet. When is he actually gonna have like his first match on SmackDown? Is he, because now he's a free agent. So then they had a backstage segment which was between Rey Mysterio and Bad Bunny when they spoke mostly in Spanish. Which, I mean, I should have probably said this at the beginning of this review, but I'm gonna say it here now. I am actually my biological father and my stepfather. My stepfather is from Uruguay, so he's Hispanic. So he's of Hispanic heritage, as is my biological father as well. He's also of Hispanic heritage. So I am half Hispanic. I got some Hispanic. I'm of some Hispanic heritage. Yeah, some Hispanic heritage. Like I wasn't born there, I was born in Greenville, South Carolina, but on my biological dad's side, yeah, I am somewhat Hispanic. I have Hispanic descent in me. So even though I can't speak Spanish, and I actually failed Spanish in school. I had to take Spanish twice. Or as I like to put it, I was so good at it that they made me take it twice. Just like first grade. I failed first grade, but as I like to put it, I was so good at first grade that they made me take it twice. But they had a backstage segment, which was I had no idea what they were saying. I'm sure they was I think they would maybe possibly wishing each other good luck. I couldn't make out most of what they said because nobody said the word no, and no is just no in Spanish. That was so easy when I had to take Spanish. With no, just no, okay. Oh, just no, Try to say no just with a Spanish accent. Okay. So then Savio Vega showed up, and I was like, "Wow, here's Savio Vega. This is cool. I like Savio Vega. I've never seen him live or nothing, but I've seen his matches on WWE Network on Peacock, and I've always thought he was pretty good. He had some great matches with Razor Ramon. Well, unless you see King of the Ring 1995, but I don't really think that's his fault. But he got a monster pop, and thankfully, due to the fact that I've been a wrestling fan my entire life, I actually knew what it was because Savio Vega was huge in Puerto Rico as TNT, like huge on the island. Like even though I think Savio Vega is quite possibly one of the most underrated workers of the 1990s WWE here in America, but in Japan, in Puerto Rico, he's a legend. So he came in and he gave Bad Bunny a kendo stick, which I thought was pretty cool. I liked how it looked. I liked how it was, draped in the Puerto Rican flag. That was cool. So the next match, Austin Theory. Oh wait, hold on. So the next match was for the WWE United States Championship. Friday Night SmackDown, Austin Theory, the WWE United States Champion, taking on Friday Night SmackDown's the almighty Bobby Lashley, taking on WWE Monday Night Raw's colossal Bronson Reed. And this was a good match. I am sick and tired of freeways, though. Good Lord, they have too many triple threat matches now. They have too many of them. They keep having them. Why is this a thing we must have in every single show now for some reason? Triple H, is this a thing with you or something? Because we keep having more and more of these. I know you want to get more people onto the card, but geez, do we have to do triple threat matches all the time? I mean, you could have had more matches or something, or you could have matches on the pre-show. That's still technically getting them on the tape. That's still technically getting them on the show. Why do we got to keep having triple threat matches? They're the same formula. Two bad guys beat up one good guy, or the one guy powders for a bunch of time. But also, with the fact that the United States Championship is on SmackDown, Austin Theory was drafted to SmackDown, Bobby Lashley was drafted to SmackDown, Bronson Reed was drafted to Raw. You really knew Bronson Reed was not going to win this match. And well, Bronson Reed did not win this match, and neither did Bobby Lashley, but at least he might have had a chance since he was also going to SmackDown. So this was a pretty decent triple threat match, I guess, but I've seen too many of them. I love Bronson Reed like on the splash down. I love that. Austin Theory is a great, chicken shit heel. But aren't all three of these men heels technically? Because Bobby Lashley turned heel at some point. But is he a babyface again? Because he's happy with the crowd, but then he immediately sometimes turns on the crowd. He's not really being presented as a babyface so much. But he's sort of kind of, still sort of kind of acts like a babyface at times. But sometimes he does, with his entrance and smiling and everything, It's just very confusing. But Bobby Lashley speared Bronson Reed. Austin Theory came in and took the pinfall and got the pinfall, and Austin Theory won. And the announcers the announcer was like, well, Austin Theory takes the United States Championship to SmackDown, and then I think it was Corey Graves said, well, Bobby Lashley's gonna take all his hate, all his anger and hatred with him to SmackDown as well. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and Bronson Reed's going to Raw. So this is the last time Bronson Reed would ever wrestle for the WWE United States Championship. Which, well, kind of knew he wasn't going to win. But this was a fairly decent match. Oh, I forgot to do this earlier, but for the Seth freaking Rollins versus Omos match, I want to be nice, I'll give it 3.5 stars. It was a good, fairly awesome match. So for the Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley versus Bronson Reed match, I'll give it 2.5 stars because it was a good match, but I'm just so tired of triple threat matches. It's like Jim Cornette said, they're way too overdone at this point. So then we get to quite possibly my favorite. No, I'm not gonna go there. No, I know the next match. Never mind. This is quite possibly not my favorite match in the world because it has Rhea Ripley in it, and well, I like Rhea Ripley, but she's still part of the Judgment Day, so she's still boring. Because anybody involved in the Judgment Day is boring as ever. So it was Monday Night Raw, the Judgment Day's Rhea Ripley, the SmackDown Women's Champion, the SmackDown Women's Champion, taking on Friday Night SmackDown LW Latino World Order member Zelina Vega for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. And what do I think this match would have been as great as it was if it wasn't for the fact that it was in San Juan, Puerto Rico? Probably not. This match probably would have been less good if it was not in San Juan, Puerto Rico. I think that this match on any other show, literally anywhere else in the world, would have been just an average, decent, maybe possibly 2 out of 5 star match. But because it was in San Juan, Puerto Rico, it was an amazing match because of the crowd. The crowd elevated this match. The crowd was so into this match. For the 7 minutes and 10 seconds that it got, it was great. It was a great 7 minutes and 10 seconds. Did I think Zelina Vega was gonna win? No. At no point did I think so. I was like, maybe she should. She's technically on SmackDown, unlike Rhea Ripley. What was the point of her winning the SmackDown Women's Championship from Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania if she was gonna go to Raw anyways, even though she was already on Raw? Like, what was the point of that? That makes no sense from a booking standpoint or a logistical standpoint. The people who's ever drafting people are just okay with one of their champions who is divided to this brand being drafted to the other show. They're just like, okay, cool, we'll take the other champion. This makes no sense. Are they ever gonna switch belts, or is the SmackDown Women's Championship just gonna be part of Raw now, and the Raw Championship is gonna be part of SmackDown? Like, what's going on here? None of this makes sense. In kayfabe or in real life, none of this makes sense. But this was an amazing match, honestly. I mean, Zelina Vega, the running back, she's small, so she outspeeds Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is great at power because like Jim Cornette said, Rhea Ripley sells like a dude most of the time. She can sell like a dude, and I'm not trying to put women down, but just the way she sells and the way she sells, you could really tell that she's selling, that she's doing really good and really selling for Zelina Vega. And I love the flip-flop spot, or I think I don't know what it's called. I don't know the exact name for it, and I don't know the exact name for it in the Puerto Rican culture, but I don't know what the exact name for it is. But I already knew what that was mainly because, well, Because my mom had her own version of that. It was called a fly swatter, but she never even used it. Because she never even used it. She just picked it up. And was like, Mike. She was like, if you do something, you know what's gonna happen. I'm like, I'm good. I'm not doing anything. Like if I would cry about something, or if I wanted something, or if I was act up, she would just grab the fly swatter and be like, well, you know what's gonna happen. I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. Okay. I'll go. I don't want it. I literally one time wanted a toy. And she said, if when we get home, I'm gonna get the splice spot. I put the toy back. I put it back and I walked completely out of the room. I walked down. I'm like, okay, I'm good. I put it back and I went, okay, I'm good. I put it back. I just put it back. I was like, I'm good. So yeah, so I loved the flip flop spot, and I loved how everybody in Puerto Rico, went crap for it, because the flip flop spot was of, I think, Shakasa. I don't want to disrespect the name. I don't know what the name of it is. If you do in the comment section, let me know. But whatever it was nice. I think. And yeah, because probably all those people in there probably remember getting hit with it, because I hear that's what the mom would do. They would hit you with it. And I loved how, like, I think PW Insider did a news article on it, because my friend called me and was like, my friend texted me and was like, hey, I'm watching Backlash. Do you have any idea why Selena Vega just threw a flip flop at Rhea Ripley? I'm like, yes. It's a tradition in Hispanic culture, in Puerto Rican culture. Where you use a flip flop, and the moms and the mothers beat the children with it sometimes. He's like, oh, okay. Because flip flops hurt. Because I once was hit by a flip flop. Those things hurt. Those things hurt. They hurt just like Legos. I used to have Legos. I remember one time I fell onto a bunch of Legos. It was not fun. No, those things are plastic, but those things hurt. So flip flops hurt too. But I love this match just for the crowd, and Selena Vega did great. Because it's so weird to me to think that I have been watching Selena Vega for 12 years now, basically. Because I watched her in TNA as Rosita in TNA. So it's just so funny to think that I've been watching her this long. And yeah, I think this is her best match ever. She's really great. But I don't think this match would have been as good if it took place literally anywhere else in the world. Literally anywhere else in the world. So, other than that, it was a great match. Although I love how at the end of it though, after Rhea Ripley, sells for her, and then she takes the advantage over again with all her big moves. At the end of it, when she won the match, Rhea Ripley just kind of went, okay, oh crap, we're late for the finish. She just kind of did the, okay, powerbomb, boom, 1, 2, 3, get the finish as fast as possible. I don't know what happened there. Did they miss their cue or something? She just went for the, quick, we gotta wrap this up quick. Okay, finish, boom. That was kind of anticlimactic, but I love the pop Selena Vega got at the beginning of the match. Just that pop alone made this a 5-star match. You know what? No. Just that pop alone made this an 8-star match. Yeah, Dave Meltzer, I said it. 8-star match. You got something? You want to say something about that, Dave Meltzer? This was much better than Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada. Yeah, I said it. I'm not a big Dave Meltzer fan because all he does is kiss Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, dumbasses. Well, so yeah, this was an 8-star match. Then I'm gonna say this was an 8-star match. I don't know if he's done that yet, but I'm gonna say that just to annoy some, just to see if I can get some, just so I can see if I can annoy Dave Meltzer. Maybe someone share this video. Someone share him this video and tell him to come to this specific moment. I'm joking about that. This was not an 8-star match because I don't think there will ever be a match that can be that good. I'm just joking. I'm just trying to have a laugh here. But anyway, this was a 5-star match. Also, I think the match was better than any match Kenny Omega has most likely ever had in most of his entire career, because I think Kenny Omega sucked. And well, he was basically carried by Kazuchika Okada to three great matches. Okada's great. But yeah, this was an amazing match. So now that whole, sidebar is off, I want to get back to this match. This was an amazing match, I believe. It was awesome. It was phenomenal. But I didn't know when she brought out her giant robe at the beginning, Selena Vega, when she got that monster pop, I was thinking to myself, What if she had like something inside of that, and that was her strategy? She whips up the cape and she just hits Rhea Ripley with it, knocks her out, and because before the match she doesn't get the call off like pinned 1, 2, 3. The match is over. Selena Vega wins. That would have probably upset some people, but it would have been the funniest, possibly one of the funniest / greatest endings to a match ever. Quite possibly. And then I love she got the pop at the end too, which I don't know if that was kind of a little bit weird at the end, because it's like, you've already lost, but that was nice. She got the pop twice, I mean, this pop here and all this pop and circumstances for Selena Vega was great for the babyface, but none of this is really going to go anywhere because Rhea Ripley's on Raw, Selena Vega's on SmackDown. The LWO versus the Judgment Day storyline is over. What's the LWO going to do now? Are they going to feud with the Bloodline? Because you've already done Rey Mysterio versus Roman Reigns. Like, what is the LWO going to do now? What is the Judgment Day going to do now? Nothing. The Judgment Day sucks. But I'll get into that during the Bad Bunny match, which is next. So yeah, 5 out of 5. 5-star match. 5 out of 5 stars. Absolutely. Just for the crowd alone. Actually, if this match took place anywhere, it would be a 2-star match, but the crowd adds 3 stars to 5 out of 5 stars. So then we get to my favorite match of the night, and this is not even me trying to be ironic or funny. My favorite match of the night, the match I was most looking forward to, the match I was most into, and the match that saw the return of the I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool. Oh yeah, I was a massive Carlito fan, so I was so happy when he came back. But I'll get to that. So it's the most famous streamed live rapper in the world, Bad Bunny. Oh no, the Latino World Order's Bad Bunny, taking on Monday Night Raw's, the Judgment Day, Damian Priest. This was a great match. I love Bad Bunny at the beginning when he just had a kendo stick. You think, oh great, this is gonna be another example of them just having a kendo stick in a match. But afterwards he actually took the black tablecloth thing off and revealed the weapon, and revealed a Sharpie card of weapons, and put the kendo stick inside of the trash can. So I liked had the crowd pop for that. This was a phenomenal match. This was also a 5-star match. Maybe just because I had so much fun watching it. So it started off kind of slowly at first, but I really did enjoy it. I like Bad Bunny going after his leg for the most part. I really enjoyed it. I like, because that shows that even though Bad Bunny doesn't do this on a full-time basis, he understands the mechanics of professional wrestling, because he is a legitimate wrestling fan. Bad Bunny is a legitimate wrestling fan. I mean, his music's not that good because I have no idea what he's saying. And like at the Royal Rumble 2021, it looked like he was trying to take a shit during the performance. I showed it to my mom and dad, and that's what they asked me. Is he trying to take a shit? I might know he's singing. Really? It looks like he's trying to take a shit. Oh. I said, why does he have floppy balls on his head? I'm like, I don't know. I said, why does the shirt say 2037? I'm like, I don't know. Is that when he's going to come up with good music? But other than that, I like that because it shows that he understands professional wrestling, and he understands the psychology of professional wrestling. Unlike Logan Paul, who I guess is good in the ring, but he's a jackass in real life. He's one of the most hateable people in pro wrestling. And he's not even a real pro wrestler. He's just a dude who's doing this. Because he thought it'd be fun. But it's not fun to watch because you might be good, but you're not great, you're not awesome, and you don't deserve to be here. At least Bad Bunny is a wrestling fan. Unlike Logan Paul, who I don't think has ever seen professional wrestling besides the WWE in his entire life. But anyway, getting into this match, it was a great street fight. I loved all the surprise returns. I hated it when the Judgment Day came down. I was like, oh great, here comes the bowling day again, yippee. But then I heard, I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool. I legitimately got up and I jumped up as high as humanly possible. And because I still had long hair, my long hair got on my face. But I was so happy. I was so excited that Carlito was back. I'm like, yes! I love how Primo and Epico didn't show up because nobody remembers them. Like, let's just go for the one person you will be able to remember. And he comes bolting down. He has on the LWO shorts, so he's also a member of the Latino World Order 2 now. He got a monster pop. Everybody got a monster pop, but he probably got the biggest one because he was the biggest surprise because he already knew Savio Vega was coming. But no, I don't think anybody knew Carlito was gonna be there. I didn't think Carlito was gonna be there. I was so excited. I liked that. It was like a nice surprise return of someone who I always liked. I always liked Carlito. I always loved his apple spitting gimmick, which I will not do. Because I have nobody to do it to, and I think it'd be kind of weird to do that on the internet. So I'll just bounce this apple up and down during maybe the rest of this review. So this was a great match. Quite frankly, a great match. It was a great match it was a great 25 minutes of a match. Because after Carlito came down, it was like, he came down, he bolted down, he beat up Dominic Mysterio, which I love so much. He was about to spit the apple, and then Dominic hit him, so then he spit the apple down. I'm like, yes! That's what you get! That's what you get, you little punk! I basically turned into Michael Cole. Like, that's what you get, you little punk! What you get, you little punk? You fake prison sentence dude? God, he's the reason the Judgment Day sucks. I do not like Dominic Mysterio. I find him to be annoying. I find him to be stupid. I don't think he's a great wrestler. I think he's quite possibly the worst wrestler on the main roster. But this was a great match, and I love that at the end he kept trying all the moves. And I love that he did the Bunny Destroyer, and then he just fell on top of Damian Priest, and his arm draped over him. He was like, 1, 2, 3, I won. But that's enough of that. I've won. That was so great. But I love that Corey Graves, like, maybe we should call it the Puerto Rican Destroyer. Because that's where he's from. The Bunny Destroyer does kind of sound fun. Kind of sounds funny, but also kind of weird too, you know? So whenever he came up with that name. Was he also fans of Bugs Bunny? I just kind of feel bad for Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Because they're clearly stuck with this idiot Dominic Mysterio. Like, J.D. McDonough has been drafted to Raw, so let's replace Dom Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, with J.D. McDonough. Boom, you got a great three-man group. That's all you gotta do. So this was a phenomenal match. Great match, 5 out of 5 star match. And not much else I can say. Oh, I did love Savio Vega coming down at the end, though.